and thanks, Peter, for allowing me to share a few words. I was not asked to do a presentation, so I'm so glad. Pushkar, I deeply appreciate your presentation, and that kind of resonates to what you have done, and that's where I stand as a Christian from an American Baptist tradition. Some of my own journey as a missiologist is talking about the shifting of mission of the church, and I think the present paradigm of mission for the church, global church, is mission as reconciling presence. And that has been something that has been heart of my own work, and my passion to work along these have brought me into a serious conversation with the National Council of Churches. Along with Peter and other colleagues, we have made it a point that it's this. If you see what is happening in India, pay closer attention, you will happen to see it down the line a couple of years in the United States. So I think that has been a framework for my own reference of learning. So that's where I kind of work towards seeing the dangers and to understand the role of the church, especially in the United States, where we consider ourselves there is a bigger role for the church in mission. And so when we started to make how do we make the mainline churches, if you see National Council of Churches, it consists of all the mainline churches, including the Orthodox churches, except for the Catholics, if I'm saying that right? And so this is a mission call that we have intensely worked for, and then it's always about, you defend yourself and starts making statements on others and all that. So we started to work on the first and foremost statement from NCC was given on the April 20, 2021. And the statement comes like this. I mean, you can go to the website of National Council of Churches and you will find the document. The title is The Danger of Christian Nationalism in the United States. A policy statement of National Council of Churches. So the church is on board to kind of work on this. And I would say to all the leaders here, when we become global leaders and work, I think nationalism is something like you clean your house. I mean, I know in Indian tradition, we always sweep our house. I mean, it's by nature of it is, no matter how clean you maintain it, yet you have to sweep every other day, at least, right? By virtue of it, you kind of gather the things that you don't necessarily get in, and somehow if you don't clean up, you get used to the uncleanness of it and it no longer bothers you. I think religions are at a place in the 21st intersection with the globalized world, and everybody is threatened by the limited resources. We're pushing this and using religion, ethnicity to divide people. And from my own understanding, religion never talks about violence. No religion talks about not loving the other. And therefore, we kind of walk that path. And so the first point, what we as a National Council of Churches thought about was, unless we don't name the evil within our own church, we have no legitimate right to call any others. And therefore, our first statement on this area of nationalism started to identify on its statement saying the dangers of Christian nationalism in the United States. We want to name it as National Council of Churches. And then we want to move forward to say, once we acknowledge the weakness, acknowledge the challenges, what we need to address within our Christian tradition, use this legitimate right to call to all other churches to work on it, so that when we engage interfaith conversation, that becomes much more meaningful, rather than we don't sit on a table to tell the things that I'm proud about being a Christian. And so that's the primary principle that NCC has taken out from 2021. And now at least, I mean, even before that, we have at least 6 active dialogue teams initiated by National Council of Churches. We have Christian Hindu dialogue, Christian Muslim dialogue, Christian Buddhist dialogue, Christian Sikh dialogue, and Christian Jewish dialogue, where equal partner is sitting on the table not to say who got it right, but who to talk about where we missed it. And so that's where I would like to pause and say that's where we are on the statement of this is the latest one from October 2024. The statement came, it would be a bigger project. It took so much time for us to kind of work this out. This is what we have now. The problem of religious nationalism in the United States and globally, a policy statement of National Council of Churches. Before we get to all other religions, we wanted to first acknowledge the nationalism, Christian nationalism within the United States. So that probably would give us an opportunity to challenge each one of ourselves to go back to our own traditions and find ways how we can become a community of multi-faith.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Half an hour.
Yes,
We have
so,
25 minutes, there's 5 minutes is our wrap up.
Questions.
yes, questions. Actually,